Hi, what's up, guys? Just getting back on here to record a few things. I wanted to share with you guys. Um, I think my last video it's been a while now, so let me just say this. Um, Cutting people off, is not a bad thing. Having conversations with folks lately and in the past about having to cut my family off and stuff like that. Family members. Um, for just a lot of unorthodox ass reasons. You know what I'm saying? But they made it easy to do. And hopefully, just for mental health purposes, you know, they'll do what they need to do to help themselves instead of thinking, um, gossiping about this or that, is gonna make and help, their situation or even them. So when you got situations dealing with the close knit part of your life, like with family, before you even get out here in the real world with high school and being an adult and stuff like that, you got your family. You know what I'm saying? And some of us got close knit family, some of us don't. You know what I'm saying? Some of us got certain folks in our family, we deal with, and then we grow apart. And then some of them we stay pretty tight with. It just depends. I didn't grow up in a household where we was told I love you or praised it anyway or celebrated for anything like graduation. I had a brother that played football most of all through school. Our mother never went to a game. You know, I did my best to go try to support my brother and stuff like that. And most of the time you don't get that back. You don't get that back. Um, and you just end up being one of them people in your family that you always in support of other folks. You're always staying on top of your siblings, about doing the right thing, not being out here making the mistakes, some most people make without guidance, and you trying to be that guidance for them and stuff like that. And they um get out here, get a little taste of the free world. They get the big head. They want they this, they that, and they lose all respect, for what's at home. And they got more respect for the streets than anything, even if they don't understand what's going on out there in them. So being book smart, is one thing, but you can't be book smart without being street smart. And you could tell when people lacking in one of them areas because you could tell they lacking. You know what I'm saying? They can't give you good street advice that really works. They can't really give you good book advice, that really works. You know what I'm saying? Unless you utilizing and they showing you how to utilize it by what they doing in their life. You can't have street smarts if it ain't showing in the shit you do in the streets. If all you doing in the streets is running your mouth about somebody else, trying to fake it till you make it and all this like that, talking about somebody else because they uh allowing whatever their situation is to be the way it is, and they ain't trying to hide it, and you got access to it, so you feel like, well, if they're gonna let people see they ain't got this or got that, I'm gonna talk about it. Be careful when it's you. So like I said, when it comes to cutting people off, it was easy. They made it easy when it, for me. And you may find yourself having to do that. Friends ain't always in your family either. You know what I'm saying? And family make you choose good friends just by the kind of family relationship you have. And so some some cutthroat people, situations that happened in my family. So before I could even have somebody do me wrong in the street and stuff like that, or be lied to or misled or whatever the case may be, that your parents or whatever may try to warn you about when it comes to you having friends and what to watch out for. It happened in my own family with my parents. You know what I'm saying? With my parent, my mother. So seeing how not to be came from her. You know what I'm saying? Seeing how not to be came from her sisters. You know what I'm saying? So when it came to um, having just a healthy, family dynamic wasn't there. Of course, we went to church and, socialized and went about our day to day, together and would run into each other, stuff like that. But it was fake. The sisters didn't really like each other. The cousins ended up not really getting along. You know, um, certain ones got vendettas against each other. Certain ones competing with everybody, or certain ones all of them competing with one person. Instead of focusing on themselves. You know what I'm saying? I remember being in high school and folks asking me, why certain cousins ain't dressing like me and my brother. Why they ain't got this? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We got different parents. We got different parents. So at the end of the day, folks feel like just because y'all related, y'all got to be on the same timetable, the same, y'all got to be under the same Christmas tree. Y'all got to be under in the same Easter egg basket. They looking for everybody that you related to have it the same thing. They don't go like that. It doesn't go like that. So when it comes to cutting people off, they made it easy. And so when you learn to accept something for the way it is, especially when you see it as a child, you really can't do nothing about it. You're respecting everybody, especially your elders and stuff like that. You might bicker and stuff with cousins back and forth, but being honest, you end up having them same cousins be the ones stab you in the back, be the ones that ain't supporting you, but they looking for you to put something on their book when they get locked up. They talking about something going on at your mama house, but when it's going on at their mama house and they sisters or they, first cousin or whatever the case may be, you the last to hear about it because, let them tell it they don't go through that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, as you get older, it get worse. It become bigger problems, that might arise or, more personal, more private things that might arise and they take it and, go try to do what they can to make you look even worse on it. You know what I'm saying? Then hide their hand like you're not gonna know they the one out here talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Then they'll go hide behind, people that don't know them and talk about God and talk about how folks ain't living right and stuff like that. But then these the same folks that behind closed doors or any other doors, they out here doing rituals. They out here taking pictures of folks and getting graveyard dirt and burning candles and getting everybody they can think of, to talk some shit about you so they can get in a room, light some candles and sit back and look at a tarot reading, go get a reading on somebody to see if they spell working, to see if they done affected your health, if they didn't affected your way of thinking, let's see if they done affected your finances or whatever the case may be. But if you're gonna fake, if you're gonna talk about God and then be fake about it, be prepared for what God got to show you about how he feel about what you're doing while you over here in the dark doing something towards somebody else, waiting on them to go to bed to do something, dark, to this person in the dark. I'm like, the same God you pretending to serve is the same God that see you doing what you're doing in the dark. So it made it, they made it easy to cut them off. So when you cut people off, you got to make them stand on it. You got to stand on what you say. Because the only way people going to take you serious and know that, they are some genuine people out here that's sincere about how they want to be treated, how they want to be looked at and all that. So if you go against that in the spiritual sense, if you're going to go against other people's morals, be prepared for what comes with the spirit. Be prepared for what you put out in the atmosphere, because the atmosphere only gives you back what you put out there. So if you putting out negativity, if you putting out, evil intent towards somebody, it's coming back to you. They don't need to stay in contact with you every day for you to know that that's going to come back to you. It's going to come back to somebody close to you, especially somebody you need. So whatever it is you wishing on somebody else, don't be need nobody in no time soon. Because whoever it is you going to need probably ain't going to have what you need by the time you get your karma. Because of what you set up here and wished on somebody else. Then now that's the same person that, you need some help from. Or you can't go down nobody's line in your own family because your karma that came back and hit them. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when it comes to cutting people off, you have to stand on it. And go on, let them do what they're gonna do, what they feel they gotta do. Because being honest, they feel like they got to do the stuff they do. because in the 3D, they're not gonna come towards you and go back and forth with you about what you doing, how you do it, and all that, because it just makes them look like they give a damn. And then at the same time, they gonna hold you to whatever reaction they think they gonna get out of you because of what they done seen you do before, what they done seen you be like before. They don't think change is something that's, possible. They think about the change that's in your pocket. But when you sitting here spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on spell work and rituals and candles and all this stuff, you paying the same people you talking about that ain't got no money. You spending more money on them without them even knowing it. They worth every penny you spend, because every time you get a chance to spend some money on them, you doing it. Instead of just going to just go and get them the money that you spending on them, because that's how valuable your spell work is. That's how helpful your spell work is. They gonna be still around for you to just have gave them the money you spent on all that material for that spell work. Even that person you went to go get that spell work done, you was better off just giving it to the person you went to go get some spell work done on, because you spending all the money on them anyway, and they're gonna be still around when you done paid this person that money and that stuff don't work. Your magic ain't magicking. It just ain't magical. Especially if you gotta go in the dark and do some magic, and then gotta turn around and carry it out too. I'm just saying, like, when it comes to cutting people off, do it and don't look back. Don't be apologetic about it, because grown folks, even grown folks, gonna throw fits. They're gonna sit here and try to find them a rah-rah team. They're gonna get a pep rally going, and then before you know it, they trying to get these folks to hold a candle. Now these folks standing in the room trying to figure out why they even there. And now they turn around, all them folks don't like you now. And they're talking about all the things you use a candle for, because you don't know how to, go to God. You can't go to God. Half of y'all can't go to God, because once you done got cut off, you got all this stuff, piled up against you that you need. You're going to have to get karmic. You got karmic debt on. Now you trying to go back and, I just want to apologize. Even your apology is a lie. Your apology is a lie. You can't even apologize to God first, because even he know you're going to do something again. But then if somebody don't forgive you, if they don't want your apology, well, they still the same person they used to be. That's what God's saying about you. You still the same person you being. Apology or no apology, you still gonna do that. You still gonna be like that. Nobody changes overnight. Giving, it's a giving, But when somebody gonna do something again, they're gonna be apologizing for it again. What's the use in forgiving them? What's the use in even seeing the white of their eyes, or the crease of their mouth moving, when it comes to them telling you they sorry for something, when they know and they gonna do it again? So yeah, I done had to cut some people off. I done had to cut a lot of people off. So right now, it ain't too many people from my past I even fool with, and I'm all right with that. How they choose to deal with it or handle it, that's on them. I pray about it, go on. I pray about it and go on. You know what I mean? Because I love hard and I play even harder. And I pray harder than I play. So when it comes to my relationship with Christ, it's serious. Because I know he's serious about me. And for those that want to, play like they into God and whatever religion they in, that's fine. That's fine. But there's only so long before your karmic debt piles up, your karma piles up. Now you trying to find somebody, to be around that ain't got no karmic debt going, ain't got no bad energy going on, to go be around so you can try to get some good news, try to get some kind of good energy, be around somebody with some good, vibrations going on. Ain't gonna happen. Because when you low vibrational, most people gonna cut your ass off, because you need to be working on yourself. And the stuff you kept doing last year, year before that, year before that, year before that, it was just piling up. But for the most part, when it comes to what your process is and your progress is, If you look back on some of the people you still been around, and whatever your goals is, hadn't got no closer to your goals, and you still been around these people, you might leave them people alone. Cause how you know them folks really want to see you get to them goals? How and if they asking you about them or trying to act like they supportive, you should be that much closer to it. They should be turning you on, bringing some people around, or helping you get out here and network and all this. But they half of them not. They talking about you, laughing because they don't think you gonna get that done. And then the minute they want something done, they paying top dollar. They borrowing from who they can. Scamming and scheming, trying to see where they can get this extra money from so they can get something done when they want something done. But they ain't gonna tell you that's what they doing. And they'll use you to get whatever they trying to get done. But they ain't gonna support you. And they ain't gonna tell you they ain't gonna support you. You gonna find out they not gonna support you because you gonna see how far to your goal is with them being around you, with you talking to them every day, with you taking a phone call, texting them back. You gonna see just how long you've been involved with these people around you, that your goals ain't no more closer to where you trying to be at. You ain't got that close to your goal yet. And you've been around all these folks that say they support you. They just said they were. But then the minute they walked off, they already lost, they already took that back. They saying something else now. And now another year coming in and you still with the... Cut them folks off and see how far you get. I'm talking about cut them off and leave them there. And then start focusing on your goal. Leave them folks behind. Because they were talking about you when you had the goal. So if you cut them off, you still got the goal to get to. And that's what it was about. If I'm going to fail with them in my life, might as well cut them off and see if the failure, slows down. If this going to be like that. And if it pick up, if it do this, it do that, I'm good. The thing is, they not going to know how cutting them off, what it means to me for me to have to do that. Because I'm not going to share that with them. They don't get to be part of that. They don't get to be part of that. You love unconditionally. You got some folks, they got conditions on their love. They don't want to love you unless you driving what they drive, wearing what they wearing, hanging out where they hanging out at. You know what I'm saying? But then you let folks play in your face like I have. I could call some folks out on some real foul, just unnecessary stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you could tell when they feel like you just dumb. And it broke my heart to even see any of my exes ever feel like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Or to go and tell somebody else, or even, allow their family to look at you like that. And then turn around and need you. Turn around and been using you. Turn around and ever had to put your name on something just to put some money in their pocket. But they out here trying to tell folks you ain't shit. You ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? They up here trying to see what you gonna do, when they get through behind the scenes, putting you in bad situations, sitting back trying to see how you gonna get out of it. Then when you do, they trying to scamming and scheming to get something else done. The only thing they looking at is you not asking them for no help, because they gonna be ready to tell you they ain't got none. They can't do it. Oh man, let me stick. Yeah, I mean, some of y'all may even say, you didn't have to ask somebody to sleep on their couch. Let me do this, man. I just need a girl. Can I just? You ain't been there 2 days. They already ready for you to go. Why? Because they've been telling other folks. They ain't told you. They knew just being in there for 2 days, that was enough for them to see what you really had going on. That was enough for them to sit down, get some conversation out of you, get you to open up to them, tell them some more of your business while you already down and out. Because I got family like that. They ain't ready. They ain't finna help you. The fact that you even in need is their fault. And the further they keep you away from them, the better. Because it's better you stay, you got some family. Ain't gonna say all y'all family like mine, but I'm just telling you how mine is. And that's what, our spiritual journey starts the day we born. in this lifetime. And we've lived many lives. But in this one, our journey, like any other life, started the day we was born. But when we start making decisions for ourselves and the outcome affects, us moving forward from one day to the next, 1 year to the next, that's when we need to start taking accountability for everything we do. Whether it's something we're going to be ashamed of, whether it's going to be something, we're going to be proud of or want others to be proud of. But at the end of the day, it's like I done said before. If you're going to be ashamed of doing it, why do it? Because other folks going to bring it up, just to shoot you down the minute you think you up the ladder. Somebody down below you going to want to yell something out that they feel like going to defame your character because they hadn't worked on their own. You used to be down here with them when their character was flawed. Yours was too, had some flaws on it. But they hadn't even worked on theirs because they had company. So they weren't expecting you to, do something better with your flaws than what you had. They expected you to have them flaws and just kept adding to it. But they gave them somebody to be around. They gave them somebody to talk about, with other folks. So I say that to say this, when you got goals in mind for yourself, when you see yourself at a certain point in life, you always got to be aware of those around you, even family. Take whatever it is negative that you feel like they could be doing or didn't do and start looking at, how you going to transmute that, how you going to turn that into something positive. Because I guarantee you, the minute you cut some folks off and you allow God to step in and you trust God to put people on your path, you have not because you ask not. But don't fakely and hastily come, to God for something just because something ain't going right for you right now. Only when you need something, you want to come to him. Imagine somebody always coming to you when you need something. When they need something. Imagine somebody always coming to you, just because they in need of something. Any other time you don't see them. That's how God feels. Now you want to show up. Now you want to come calling, begging me. Now you want me, you done had me on red all this time. Now you want me to, hurry up and press, accept because it's you. No. And you got folks, in your past, you got folks in your present that is like that. They feel entitled, to your phone. You answer their phone call, they text. And the whole time, they ain't studying your ass for real. They childlike in the mind because they expect you to go, someday when you don't answer your phone, they think about, well, they probably doing me the way they did, the way I did them. They ain't thinking you busy. Literally. Honest to God, busy. They thinking if you don't answer their call, you doing them the same way they did you. Guilt. Immaturity. I don't care how old they is. Some folks ain't got that child-like behavior out of their system since they start having children. They can't even lead a childlike behavior with their children. Half of them acting more childish than their children. So they ain't got time for their children. Because they out here throwing tantrums too. So that's all I'm going to say about that. When it comes to you feeling like you need to cut some people off, feel free to do that. But do it unapologetically. Do it with, a remedy in mind. Do it with some progress in mind. Do it with a goal in mind. Because anytime you cut somebody off, you're going to have to stand on it. And whatever it is, whatever reason you cut them off, make them stand on it. If you cut them off because of this, because of that, they said this, said that, did this, did that, make them stand on it. Cut them off, make them stand on what they did, what they said. Because what they did and said can't be taken back. It can't be excused. Because, it's just accountability. It's just accountability. And just because you forgive somebody don't mean they got to be back in your circle. Because they done showed their hand. You sit down at a blackjack table and the deal of dealing, nobody sitting around that blackjack table is expecting for somebody to show their hand. Everybody's supposed to play their hand, yes. But at the end of the day, when somebody show you bits and pieces of who they are and who they're gonna be toward you, you need to be prepared to cut them off, because God not gonna bless you in ways in your life if you got somebody standing in the way. And a lot of folks don't turn to God for answers or for the help they need, because He gonna make them change. He gonna make them. He gonna need you to make some changes. But the enemy don't need you to do none of that. These demons they call on don't need them to do none of that. They just need them to offer up somebody. So if you make them mad today, oh yeah, they finna offer you up to some demon because you pissed them off. Even though you don't believe in hoodoo, voodoo, hexes, curses, candle magic, mirror magic, all this right here, beauty spells, and all this right here. Even though you don't believe in that, you got somebody that you gonna tee off, and they gonna come for you like that because they know you don't know nothing about that stuff. At least that's what they think. But that's all I got to say about that right there. And I hope that you find God in the things that you do and the things that you need, so that you can get what you need done and get the support you need, and give your ancestors something to be proud of, somebody to be proud of. Because if you can't get the love and the unconditional love and support in the 3D, in the physical, right here among us in this world, you definitely gonna get it in the spirit from your ancestors if you're doing right. They're gonna be there for you. Trust me, I know. I know. I know this. But don't come fake, because a lot of people seem to like fake so much now. It's overwhelming. And I'm fine with that, because, like I said, it makes it easier to cut folks off and go on with your life. You know what I'm saying? Because some folks can't be on that path with you, because some of them ain't got good intent. They really ain't sincere about you anyway. Never will be. So love people from a distance. Keep it moving, even if it's family. Because trust me, all of them, half the time, half of your family, if not all of them, can't go where you going. And if you dreaming big for yourself, if you looking at the big picture, you might as well just look at the fact all of them ain't gonna be able to fit in there. They all be able to fit in that dream you got, because they're gonna have some ill intent coming with it. They're gonna have some hidden agendas, selfish agendas coming with it. The minute you add them to that roster. So I love y'all. Nakupindu. Nakupinda, which is Swahili for I love you. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.